When the world punches you in the face, do you fall down and cry, or do you stand up and punch back harder? Winners don't ask for the storm to pass. They learn to walk through it with fire in their veins. You're not here to be average. You're here to be unstoppable. Life will test you, your mind, your courage, your will. But guess what? Diamonds are made under pressure. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 6 bulletproof ways to stay strong when everything tries to break you. Excuses are for losers. They're the crutches of the weak, the mentally lazy who'd rather complain than conquer. Every time you make an excuse, you're admitting defeat before you've even stepped onto the battlefield. You want to know why most people stay stuck? It's not because they lack talent. It's because they've mastered the art of bullshitting themselves. They've built a castle out of excuses and crowned themselves the king of I can't. Well, I got news for you. You can, but you won't. Not until you burn those excuses to the ground and stop giving yourself a way out. You didn't grow up rich? Good. That means you've got something money can't buy. Hunger. Use it. Turn that scarcity into fuel. You think the legends of this world all had silver spoons? Hell no. Most of them had to fight, crawl, bleed their way to the top. They didn't make excuses, they made moves. They didn't cry about their environment, they rebuilt it. That's what warriors do. If life threw you pain, good. That means you're in the arena. That means you've got the material to build something that actually matters. You were betrayed, use it. The best revenge is not hate, it's massive, undeniable success. Let the pain sharpen you. Let it push you to outwork, outlast, and outsmart everyone who doubted you. Stop waiting for the world to be fair. It's not fair. It's never been fair, and it never will be. But fairness doesn't make champions, fire does. You have to decide that your goals matter more than your excuses. You have to kill the victim inside you and awaken the savage. The world doesn't reward excuses, it rewards results. The marketplace doesn't care about your feelings. The clock is ticking, and every second you spend rationalizing your weakness is a second you're not building your strength. You want strength? Then do what strong people do. They don't look for reasons to quit. They look for reasons to keep going. They don't ask, why me? They say, try me. Every challenge, every setback, every unfair moment, use it as a reason to rise, not retreat. The difference between the weak and the strong isn't what they go through, it's how they respond. Weak people react with blame. Strong people respond with action. Weak people give up. Strong people get up. Again. So here's the bottom line. Your excuses are the chains holding you back from greatness. Every time you say, I can't, you're reinforcing a prison of your own making. Burn the damn excuses. Burn the doubt. Burn the fear. Light a fire so bright inside you that nothing, not pain, not betrayal, not your past, can put it out. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to fix your life. That job belongs to one person, you. So stop whining, stop waiting, and start executing like your life depends on it, because it does. The battlefield is in your mind. That voice telling you you're not good enough, murder it. Not politely disagree, not gently challenge, murder it. Rip it out by the roots and replace it with a voice that roars confidence, certainty, and unshakable belief. Every second you entertain weakness in your thoughts, you surrender power. You become your own enemy. But here's the truth most people can't handle. You're not battling the world. You're battling yourself, your limits, your doubt, your story. And until you rewrite that inner story, you'll stay small, you'll play safe. You'll walk when you should be sprinting. The mind is a weapon, but only if you train it. If you let it run on autopilot, it will default to fear, laziness, and mediocrity. Why? Because your brain is built to survive, not to dominate. It wants safety, not greatness. That's why you got to take control and command it. You are not your thoughts. You are the master of them. If your mind tells you, I can't, you respond, lash me. When it whispers, I'm tired, you scream back, good. I'm just getting started. That's how warriors think. That's how winners talk. They don't ask for easy, they demand results, and they program their thinking to match. You've got to rewire that mental loop that keeps playing doubt and failure on repeat. And how do you do it? Through repetition, through intensity, through absolute commitment to changing your internal language. You don't get to say, I hope I make it. You declare, I will. Not I'll try, but I'll conquer. Talk to yourself with power, or life will treat you like a punching bag. When your inner dialogue is full of fear, you hesitate. When it's full of fire, you attack. That's the difference between average and elite. And let me tell you something else. Nobody is coming to rescue you. You've got to become your own savior, your own coach, your own hype machine. Every morning you wake up and decide what kind of inner voice will control your day. You either feed the fear or fuel the fire. You either let the noise of insecurity dominate or you crush it with unshakable focus. Strength isn't born on the outside. It starts with the voice inside that refuses to back down no matter how hard it gets. This isn't about fake positivity, it's about mental warfare. It's about speaking truth to your potential, not your pain. Champions speak power, they speak clarity, they speak vision. You want to win? Then start by controlling the only thing you truly own, your mind. Because if you can't master that, forget everything else. Execution begins where hesitation ends, and that line is drawn in your thoughts. Make them strong, make them unbreakable, and never let weakness take the mic again. Comfort zones are death zones. They're where dreams go to die, where potential is buried alive under the illusion of safety. The moment you start choosing comfort over progress, you're signing a contract with mediocrity. Let me tell you something. Nothing great has ever come from staying comfortable. Growth isn't found in the familiar. Power doesn't come from routines that require no courage. Strength is born in discomfort, forged in challenge, and sharpened by fear. You want to know what separates the strong from the weak? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's commitment to something bigger than comfort. The average person wakes up every day trying to avoid discomfort. The strong wake up hunting it because they know that's where transformation happens. The body doesn't get stronger unless it's pushed past its limits. The mind doesn't grow unless it's forced to adapt. Your soul doesn't evolve by playing it safe. Your mission, your true mission, isn't to live a painless life. It's to live a powerful one. And that means doing the hard shit. It means waking up when you're tired, showing up when you're broken, pushing forward when you're scared. Comfort says, stay where it's safe. Your mission says, step into the fire and become who you were born to be. You can't have both. Comfort and greatness, one will always kill the other. So choose. Choose the pain of progress over the peace of regret. Choose the chaos of growth over the stillness of stagnation. Most people don't fail because life is too hard. They fail because they never fully commit. They flirt with their goals, but stay married to their comfort. That's weakness disguised as logic, and it will cost you everything you could have been. Commitment is not a feeling. It's a contract. It's a declaration that says, I will endure what most won't, so I can live how most can't. When your why is strong enough, comfort becomes irrelevant. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop looking for the easy route because the mission is clear and the vision is non-negotiable. You were not put on this planet to blend in. You were not born to be average, but to rise, you must suffer. To build, you must bleed. You've got to find a mission that shakes your soul, that demands more from you, that forces you to become more. And when you find it, you don't tiptoe around it. You attack it with everything you've got. The comfort zone is your enemy. It's the liar in your head. It's the invisible cage you built for yourself. Burn it down. Step into your fear. Commit to the climb, to the grind, to the war that makes you stronger. Because when your goals are bigger than your excuses, you become unstoppable. Discipline is not a feeling, it's a decision. A cold, ruthless decision you make when everything inside you is screaming for comfort, escape, or distraction. You don't wait until you feel like grinding, because that feeling rarely comes. And if you're waiting on it, you'll die waiting. Champions don't need permission. They don't need inspiration. They execute no matter what. And that's discipline. You think the greats wake up excited to train every day? Hell no. They're human. They have pain, they have fatigue, they have doubt. But what separates them from the rest is that they don't negotiate with those feelings. They don't give those voices even an inch of control. When the alarm goes off, they get up. Not because they want to, because they must. That's how discipline works. It's not romantic. It's not pretty. It's raw and it's real. It's doing the thing day after day, even when nobody's watching and there's no trophy in sight. And here's the truth most people run from. Motivation will betray you. It's a liar. It'll hype you up for a day or a week, but it always fades. Discipline is what stays when the music stops. It's the inner contract you make with yourself, one that doesn't break when life gets hard. You don't skip the gym, you don't delay the business, you don't sleep in. You follow through, because that's what being elite demands. Discipline is like a muscle. It grows through repetition. The more you push through resistance, the stronger it gets. Every time you act with discipline, every time you do what needs to be done, instead of what you feel like doing, you're adding plates to the bar. You're lifting heavier character. And over time, that muscle becomes unstoppable. You start doing hard things without even flinching because it's who you've become. But let me be clear, it's gonna hurt. Discipline costs. It costs sleep, comfort, parties, temporary highs. But the ROI, unmatched. Discipline gives you power. Power to finish what others start. Power to go the distance. Power to win when others fold. That's the edge. That's the separator. You either pay the price of discipline daily or you pay the price of regret forever. So next time you don't feel like it, good. That's the moment that counts. That's the test. Lean in, show up, execute. Because champions aren't built on the days they feel great. They're built on the days they don't, and still dominate anyway. Remember, discipline doesn't scream, it whispers, and it says, do it anyway. When the world is falling apart, that's your moment to rise. Leaders are born in crisis. While everyone else panics, you breathe, you think, you act. Chaos doesn't break the strong, it reveals them. Anybody can look composed when things are going well. Anybody can smile when the money's flowing, when the team is winning, when the skies are clear, but that's not strength, that's comfort. The real measure of power is how you operate when the pressure is unbearable, when the walls are closing in, when everyone is looking for someone to follow. That's when true warriors step forward. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with calm, calculated domination. You want to build an empire? Then learn to stay calm in the fire. You want to command respect? Then stop folding under pressure like cheap paper. When chaos erupts, most people freeze. They look around, waiting for permission to move. Winners don't wait, they lead. They adapt, they improvise, and they execute. You think greatness is built during calm seasons? Hell no, it's built in the storm, forged through failure, refined by pressure, and made bulletproof by adversity. When your plans explode, when your back is against the wall and nothing's going right, that's when your character shows. Will you cry and run, or will you rise and roar? Because in that moment, right there, you make the choice, victim or victor. Control is an illusion. The only thing you ever really own is your response. Everything else, money, opportunity, support, can be taken in a heartbeat. But your mindset, that's yours. Lock it in. Become the eye of the storm, the calm, clear force in the middle of the madness. While others scream, you strategize. While they doubt, you decide. While they run, you stand. People remember how you showed up in the darkest hour. Not when it was easy, but when it was chaos. History was never made by the comfortable. It was written by those who stood tall when the sky was falling and said, "Let it fall, I'm still standing." So don't wish for peace. Learn to perform under pressure. Don't ask for the storm to pass. Learn to thrive inside it. Strength isn't the absence of chaos. It's the decision to dominate in spite of it. You've got what it takes, but you'll only find it when everything around you feels like it's crashing down. Remember, storms are temporary, but warriors are eternal. The chaos isn't the enemy, it's the test. And your response is the answer. You don't just survive the storm, you become the storm. Stand tall. Show the world what unbreakable looks like. You can't stay strong hanging with weaklings. That's just reality. You're not going to develop a bulletproof mindset if you're constantly surrounded by people who complain about Mondays, hate success, and settle for mediocrity. You want strength? Then immerse yourself in an environment that demands strength. Get around killers, people who are obsessed with winning, people who make you feel uncomfortable in the best way possible. You should feel like the dumbest, slowest, weakest one in the room, because that means you're in the right room. That means you're leveling up. Too many people choose comfort in their circle over challenge. They want friends who tell them it's okay when they fail, instead of friends who say, fix it, let's go again, no excuses. The warrior mindset isn't built in isolation. It's forged in the fire of relentless accountability. Warriors don't tolerate whining. They don't want to hear about how hard it is. They already know it's hard, and they're doing it anyway. That's the difference. You bring your excuses around real winners, and they'll look at you like you just farted in church, because they don't have time for it. They're building empires. They're chasing legacies. You need that kind of energy in your life. People who demand your best, who raise the bar, who don't clap for you just because you showed up, but because you leveled up. There's a reason elite athletes train with elite athletes. Because excellence sharpens excellence. It forces growth, it kills complacency. When you're around warriors, you can't slack off without feeling it, and that's exactly what you need. You need that pressure. You need someone in your corner who tells you the truth when you're slacking. Someone who calls you out when you start shrinking to make others feel comfortable. Someone who says, you're better than this, now prove it. Don't confuse this with negativity. Warriors are not negative, they're real. And real strength isn't built on sweet talk, it's built on truth. Tough truth, ruthless accountability. Iron sharpens iron. You want to be mentally unbreakable? Then build your tribe with people who are already living the standard you're aiming for, not talkers. Stop wasting time trying to drag people with you who don't want it. Let them go. Wish them well. But understand, not everyone gets a seat at the table of greatness. Only those willing to bleed for it. So tighten your circle. Audit your environment. Because energy is contagious. And if you're not catching the fire, you're probably sitting in smoke. Get around wolves, warriors, people who push you to become, because that's the secret. They don't just make you strong, they remind you that you already were. Pain is inevitable. Struggle is the price of greatness, but weakness, that's optional. You were built for the storm. Now act like it. Stand up, lock in, and remember, excuses don't build empires, execution does.